Well, I think it's time to crack a beer, maybe crack a couple jokes, and talk about 2023. So we've had a great year, and just wanted to kind of go over it. I did a similar video last year where I did a thank you 2022, and I felt that was a really good video. I want to try to, let you guys in on things that I have going on that might be outside of the normal videos. We can talk about things that we've accomplished and talk about goals that we have moving forward into 2024. So let's dive in. I don't even know what beer that is. I'm still working off beers I've accumulated in the shop fridge from the open house that I had. So it's been overwhelming. So this year's been pretty crazy to say the least. It has been very fast paced and there's been so much going on, and a lot of times I've felt that I haven't accomplished much, I guess, which is strange to say because for this video, I went back and I made a list of some of the things that we have done this year, and wow, done a lot. So as far as like bikes are concerned, I've brought new ones to the table here. I've brought new ones into the shop. We've introduced new projects and we've continued work on existing projects. Some of that list, I have the CB750 Patty, as you know. I fired off 2023 with the time lapse of that bike, and it has just done phenomenally. That bike has just, it's got so many views on that video. So many people have connected with it and just love it. And that just means a lot. I was really proud of that video. It just turned out great, and I think the love that I have for that bike really came through in that one, and I think that's why people connect to it. There's a lot of comments on that video talking about, this brought back such good memories and things like that. And people that used to have CB750s or old vintage bikes, and it's really cool. It really drove home the community part and just how connected these things make us feel. So that was a great start to 2023 with that video. I was able to collaborate with a friend of mine, Thomas from Mile Zero Racers. I made a video on a CB450 and we did a monoshock on it, and that was actually because Thomas was wanting to do a monoshock on his current build that he's just finishing up at like the time of recording this. The thing is looking killer, but he had a vision for that bike with a monoshock on it, and he wasn't quite able to handle that level of fabrication for it, so we kind of worked something out. I sourced a bike, built a monoshock kit for him, and sent it to him. So that was a super fun project. It was really rewarding, and that video did really well as well. Yeah, you get the idea. And that was just cool to see because so many people want to know how to do that stuff. So it's just win-win. The Benelli project, I can see it right over there. I did make one video of it this year, and that was just simply unseizing the engine, trying to get a little step forward on the timeline of that bike. Now that bike is still a ways down the road, but that was at least something that I could do in the time that I had. So that was another cool video. We got a new project, or not really a project, but just a new bike, and that's my green 99 Bandit 1200. So the year before, or maybe even the year before that, I had got a 2005 Bandit 1200, and due to some complications with the title, I was not able to keep that bike. And since then, I had been wanting another one. So I had actually put a post out mentioning in one of my Monday updates that I do on Instagram saying, oh man, if I could only find a first gen green Bandit 1200S that was really clean, I'd love to have one, because I'd been burned on a couple deals and had been having troubles finding one. So a listener actually reached out and had located that exact bike. And sure enough, I went out and I bought it because it was just the exact bike. It was exactly what I was looking for. and it's so much fun. I actually went up to Milwaukee to buy that thing, so I flew up and then I rode it home, and that was a really cool day. So I made videos on that, of course, too. The previous year, 2023, I'd actually acquired a couple CX500s, no surprise. And one of those bikes being the red one, I worked to do a revival series on. So I put up a bunch of videos on that bike. We did the fuel tank lining. I went through the thing, kind of gave you guys a lot of advice on things to look for and a lot of tips and tricks. And that series of, like, let's say 4 or 5 videos really seemed to resonate with people, and that was really cool. I hope that a lot of people can disconnect themselves from the exact bike that I'm working on and understand that a lot of the information I'm sharing is actually able to apply to numerous different bikes. You know, the way I look at everything, it's just nuts and bolts. I don't care if it has Honda or Suzuki on it. Yeah, there's going to be some specifics as far as working on, you know, specific machines, but the way I see it, you approach everything the same way. They're nuts and bolts. You want to make sure everything's at the right torque. You want to just have the mechanics feel to everything. And most of the time, they all come back to life, and there's no surprises. So hopefully those videos and all the other videos that I make kind of carry that feel to them. So yeah, that CX500 just has exceeded my expectations, and now it's in the back. It just needs a tiny little bit of work, but it's a good rider. And it was something I got to enjoy through the season. So on the topic of CX500s, which you guys know I like, I did finish the CX500 Scrambler adventure bike build, and that was such a cool project. I went really crazy on the fabrication side, and I you know, pat on the back. I really like how that thing turned out, and I was able to make the time-lapse video on that one. It's performing well, and I think a lot of people have found enjoyment in that, and also just being able to see that, like, oh, that platform, you can do that with it too. It's really cool. It's very comparable to me to a Sportster in that it does nothing excellent, but it does everything okay. You know, you can turn into a tracker, cafe, scrambler, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's fun. They're just fun bikes, and never would I claim them to be the best bikes. So yeah, there's definitely going to be some CX500s going forward. I can't seem to get rid of them. If one leaves, 2 come back. I don't know how it happens. It just happens. So sorry, not sorry. As far as other bikes are concerned, I picked up that V-Strom 650. I went into a dealership to get a set of grips, and I came away with a $300 V-Strom 650 with a bad engine in it. So I don't know who won on that one, but that was a fun project. I've been wanting to ride a V-Strom for a long time, and you know what? I found the right deal on this one. I found an engine for it on eBay with like 3,500 miles on it. So over the course of a weekend, me and my nephew actually swapped that thing in, and now I could go fire it up right now and ride it to California if I wanted, if it wasn't so cold. But that thing is such a cool bike, and the bad part is I find myself picking that bike out of the lineup to ride instead of my KLR 650 or my Bandit. It sits right in the middle, and I don't know how I feel about that, because that means I'm not riding my Bandit or my KLR. So I'm at kind of a crossroads with that one. I can't keep all of them, but I want to keep all of them. So it's a little tricky on that one. And finally, like, as far as other bikes that have been added to the fleet, I mean, just about a week ago, I put up a video of buying 8 more bikes, so of all different kinds of vintage, just trying to save some stuff from the scrapper. And, you know, right now I'm looking at that CB450 that I ended up with on, you know, in that video. And, you know, hopefully we'll be able to sell a few bikes out of that lot, but man, I think there's 30 bikes in here right now, and it's insane. So yeah, a bit overwhelming, and it's, you know, I definitely know that I have a lot of projects going on. Hopefully you guys are able to keep up with them all. But yeah, it's a lot of work to try to create content on these things and get it out to you guys, but I do enjoy it. So on the 2023 scope of bike projects and picking new ones up and making progress on existing projects, yeah, I think we did pretty good. Yeah, and among other projects, and especially on the topic of content, you know, I put out some feeler videos on if you guys wanted to see car content, and it was kind of a resounding no. So I ended up creating a second channel, and that one's called Tangents, where I focus on let's say more automotive content as well as just kind of anything that's not motorcycle related. So that's the new home of actually a lot of content right now because, I'm most excited about it in the very moment. It's like a new toy on Christmas. So with that, I picked up a Porsche 924, and that's a really cool project. So, if you guys haven't checked out that channel, I highly recommend it right now. We're getting ready to get into some super fun stuff, so definitely check it out. But yeah, made a few car videos and have been having fun with that. I like all the disciplines. If it has wheels or an engine or is mechanical or has wings, I don't care. I love all of it. It's all interesting to me. And I just hope that you guys enjoy that content too. So yeah, it's pretty crazy just looking at this list. And so much was done. I wrote down a list here of just the places I traveled in 2023. And early 2023, I went to Taiwan actually for I think 3 days, and that was more of like a business type trip. But as soon as I got back from that, we went to Scotland for 11 days, and it was the most amazing trip. I got to see so many friends that I'd only met online, like through YouTube and through Instagram and Facebook. So I got to meet up and just charge those batteries mentally, and it was such a wonderful trip, and it just once in a lifetime thing, and it was so gorgeous. I made such a cool video on it, and I'm proud of that one. I'm really proud of that moment. But that was, that was really busy. I've been to Arizona, I think 2 or 3 times this year, and actually ended up doing 2 nonstop, like 26-hour drives back from Arizona, like nonstop, just me. Kind of dangerous, but yeah. I did one of those drives, slept, got up the next morning, and then we drove down to Arkansas, which is like another 8-hour drive. We're there for 2 days, drove back, and then that was when I went to Milwaukee to go get the Bandit. That was the next day, and then rode that bike back. So there was a lot of driving in the span of a week. It was pretty insane. Been down to Texas this year, and then Alabama most recently for Barber Vintage Fest. That was an awesome event. The whole reason I went, beyond wanting to go, was because Eric of Motorcycle Rewind bought me tickets to go, and that was because he felt he owed me somehow. I don't know. That was his way of saying thank you for helping him out on his journey that he did on his free GPZ 1100 that he got running. It was seized up, and he rode it from like basically New Orleans all the way out to Colorado, and St. Louis was on his route where I'm at. But he broke down about 100 miles south of me, and I went and picked him up, and then we spent the next 2 days working on his bike. So he keeps saying that, he's very grateful for my time and stuff with that, but man, he is such an inspiration, and, got to build a friendship with that one. It was such a cool few days, I had a good time, and it was my pleasure to do so. And, I feel lucky on this one. I got Barber tickets out of it, so yeah, went to Barber, had a great time. Buddy went, got to hang out with more friends there, and it was awesome. So we did a lot of traveling this year too, and that was very rewarding. I always enjoy traveling, and I think this year I got to travel a lot for the right reasons. So yeah, it was really cool. I'm really, really happy about that. So next on my list is this place. Got into a new shop, and I am so grateful for this place. I can sit here comfortably in a nice kind of, podcast-esque area, like a nice welcoming area. I have room to spread my arms out. I'm not hitting anything right now. And I can have a bunch of motorcycles in here and just thrive. So it was a project. I got very lucky that I found this place, but I needed it really bad. I had spent the last 4 years in my single car garage. It's like 12 by 16 feet. And the way that operated was I had one bike in there, one lift, and I could keep another bike in there if I wanted, but I would have to push it out of the way to do any type of work. It was a highly organized space. I will forever be grateful for that space, and I learned a lot there, but I had always wanted and been working towards getting into a larger place like this. I need it. This is what I do professionally is, vintage motorcycles and stuff. And I need to be able to fit a bunch of tools in here and stuff like that too. So having multiple projects means that I can be working on multiple things and making content on multiple things at the same time to show to you guys. And it's important that I have a large enough facility to support all the things that I want to be doing. So just very grateful that I got in here, and we actually had an awesome open house event, and that was terrifying. Honestly, it was so scary for me. I've never done anything like that, and it was amazing at the same time. And I'm talking with everybody, and it was so many emotions. I had friends come in, like a couple days early from well out of town, all over the country. I even had Jish over from the UK, and he actually recorded all of it. But among having my friends there, I had so many people that I felt so humbled and so grateful, and still feel that way, that came to my open house from like out of state, just for the event. It just blew my mind. I'm just thinking about it now, I can't hardly believe it. This place was alive and filled with people for that open house. And I hope for the ones who actually attended, I hope you guys had a good time, because I know I did. As stressful as it was, we showed up like 45 minutes to an hour later than what I had anticipated, and it was a mad dash to set up. But you know what, I have my family here and some friends, and they were all very helpful, so it was a learning experience, and it was fun. So it is a memory I will cherish, and that was definitely part of 2023. Please check out the open house event video if you can, as well as the other videos on Jish's channel of doing the rides and stuff like that, because we just had so much damn fun. And like I said, I'm still working off the beer from that event that's in my shop, and the open house was in like September, so that was pretty crazy. But incredibly grateful for the shop itself. This is a place where I feel is my laboratory. I can thrive here, and it's so motivating to be in this space and just create. So I'm in a good spot for 2024 to we're just gonna kill it. We're gonna do some cool shit, and I'm excited for it. Yeah, ending with 2023 though, that brings me up to today. It is December 26th, the day after Christmas. I had a good holiday. I've been very chill for the last couple days. And a couple days before Christmas, hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. And that was just a huge goal for me. Since I started, I wanted to make a 100,000 subscriber thank you video, but I'm going to roll it into this one because just timing wise it works out well. But I had started this channel in 2020. I started uploading some SV650 content in I think January of 2020, and I have a screenshot on my phone. I had 45 subscribers, not 450 or 4,500, just 45. And I remember that was where the journey started, and I have been hustling and pushing since then. And I know it's not necessarily just the number, but that particular number is a milestone, and it's something that's recognized by YouTube and other people. It makes me feel established on this platform, and just lets me know that I'm doing potentially my calling. I don't know. I think it's my calling. It's what I enjoy doing. It's a lot of work, but I enjoy it a lot. It's very fulfilling. I'm staring at just almost all classic Hondas, and then like a beater Benelli over there. But I'm just staring at all these classic Hondas that all have a story that I get to revive, work on, build my skills, showcase those skills, and then hopefully educate other people on how to do this stuff. And it's just like, it's this constant feedback loop of helping others, and then I'll get the emails back from them saying, oh, your videos helped me get my bike going, or I bought a CX500 because of you. I'm sorry to all the wives out there, like for all your husbands and stuff buying CX500s and old vintage bikes. I might be a bad influence, but I get a lot of those emails, and I'm I'm very grateful for them. But it's just it's been such a cool ride. I'm very happy with it, and 100,000 is pretty damn awesome, and bet your ass I'm gonna get that silver play button. We'll hang it in here somewhere. It might go in my office, I don't know, but it's probably gonna go in here somewhere. 2022, I felt that I became established and earned my spot within the custom builders industry. I'd attended the Hand Built show, and I got a couple like really good online features, and I felt like I earned my spot there. But 2023, I feel like I put in the work, and I really earned my spot amongst content creators and stuff like that. So super grateful for that particular number, and what that has meant is the pressure is off, but the motivation is we just crank the knob up. So that's a good combination. That's a good spot for me to be in. Less pressure, more motivation, and like I said, 2024 is going to be freaking awesome. Not that 23 wasn't, but 23 was a lot of work, getting all of my ducks in a row, getting everything set up for the success of 24. So some things to look forward here. I wrote down a few things. The CBX. I know I got to work on it, and we're planning on it. So hopefully this week I'm going to go buy the Vapor Hone, and then I'm going to work on getting the zinc plating kit. I just got electrical done in the back, so now I can actually use these tools and stuff like that, which has been the biggest hang up. So the CBX restoration I will get back on immediately. The XS400 I am getting back on immediately. I'm doing my best. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm very excited about my Porsche 924. Again, that's going to be a freaking awesome build. I'm super excited about it. And I'm just looking forward to doing road trips and cars and coffees and all the stuff that's automotive related. The CB450 in front of me that we got on that recent haul, I'm going to do a quick revival series on that one, and I've just been hunting that bike down, so it's just going to be fun to have around. It'll be great to have amongst the fleet. Yeah, I've mentioned road trips in the car and stuff like that, but I also want to do road trips on the bikes. One of which I want to do on my CB750. I would like to do an overnight trip somewhere in Missouri. I have an idea. And just, pack some tents on there. My buddy Seth, he's got a CB750 over here that we're reviving as well. So I think we're going to make it like a classic Honda kind of ride and just, get these bikes out on the road. It's just going to be a good time. So I'm really looking forward to that. Amongst any other possibilities for motorcycle road trips and things like that, we got the whole country to see, and there's only so much time, but I want to see it all. So other goals for 2024 is improve my quality, and that is not just quality of like maybe making videos and stuff, but also just the quality of work that I do. I'm always wanting to improve what I do and showcase that stuff. So whether it be how I clean carburetors, or how I TIG weld things, or maybe it might be dent repair or rust removal, who knows. The CBX will be a good test of those skills, as well as developing new ones, being that it's going to be a restoration project. So we've got a lot of engine work left to do, and then we're going to turn our attention to the chassis. But that'll be cool. So I hope to improve my quality across the board. So we're in a position to where we can do so now. So also with 2024, I want to try to have events here. I have this space, and it has also been a goal to bring some people in and be able to just have events. So we're going to be working on doing maybe bike nights and stuff here, or maybe a ride destination, or maybe this is like a starting point or something. I want to try to get my merch all consolidated so it's all in-house, because right now it's still been complicated with using a third-party manufacturer and stuff like that. But I want to try to consolidate all of that, get it all in-house, and just make that easier. Have stuff available here for in-person purchases for whenever you guys do come visit. I want to try to have like a consistent time when my door is open and people can come in and just kind of just shoot the shit a little bit, hang out, and have that kind of environment too. So that would be really cool, and that's a big goal of 24. I mentioned the merch, I mentioned, of course, events, the quality, road trips, all kinds of stuff. But the number one priority for 24 is to have fun. And I'm going to prioritize that above most else. 23 was a lot of work. 24, I have put myself into a good position to just have fun. So hopefully that comes across in all the videos that I do, all the projects that I'm working on, and all the things I want to do. We're gonna be a little bit silly. We're gonna have fun. So here's to 2023. I just really appreciate you guys watching. This is a really special thing that I get to do, and I'm very grateful for it. So yeah, I'm really happy to be here. And hopefully I can meet as many of you as possible. So anyway, again, here's to 2023, and let's have a good 24. Appreciate you guys watching.